Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Deathmatch Russell Podcast. Let's get it on! Come into the ring, step into the fire, see what you want, baby. If your heart has desire, and get up, get knocked down, and get up, get knocked down, and get up, get knocked down, down, down. Deathmatch Russell Podcast, 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 Deathmatch Russell Podcast.
And good evening, everyone. You're listening to another episode of the Deathmatch Russell Podcast. And my guest tonight is a creator of the IWEP podcasting network.
There you go. Yeah, man. The IWEP network.
And also host of the Tornado Tag podcast as well.
Yeah, among others. There's a laundry list of things I'm doing.
And,
it's a lot going on.
And my guest is Anthony. How you doing tonight? There you go.
How you doing, man? Thank you for having me.
Hey, this is great, man. You know what? We were like, let's just do this because we planned this a while back and you had shit doing, and I was kind of like, taking a break, But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Yeah, I just got done my peak season at work. So on top of doing 5 podcasts, I do have a shoot job that takes a lot of time out of my day.
Yeah, that's you know what. Being on, like as me, I'm a podcaster, and actually I have my friend. He works and he does it too. It's called Final Scores Podcast. I need to get you linked up with them.
Yeah,
and they're really. He puts a lot of content out over over 4,000 subscribers and shit, more than a person could actually, and music and this and that. Yeah, I'll have to link you up with them. Part of my guys from Florida, the Podcast City Network team.
Nice. Yeah, I'm always down to work with people and get my name out there. So
absolutely. But anyway, Anthony, you are a fan of wrestling just like me. It's just like we're just fans of wrestling. What got you hooked into wrestling?
I remember I had a friend growing up named Billy, and he was an absolute diehard wrestling fan. He had his dad taped everything. He had the illegal box. And I remember we were at his grandparents' house one time watching Saturday morning wrestling, or it was a pre-record. I don't exactly remember, but I just remember seeing this tag team come running down the aisle. And I was like, man, they look cool. And my dad always grew up as a DJ, loved classical rock music, loved all that type of music. And I seen the Rockers and I fell in love. And that was my kickstart to professional wrestling. And then I seen a guy named Macho Man, and it was all over.
Wait a minute, man. Wait a minute. Well, you know what? I was at WrestleMania 5. Wow. And guess what? Marty Jannetty's, even though he lost, I got it signed at a local show. WrestleMania 5, brother.
Nice.
Marty Jannetty.
I just met Marty maybe a couple months ago at a convention.
Yeah. He's a good person, man. He's a great person. He's
it's crazy.
Crazy, and he could drink. That's for sure.
He can do a lot more than drink.
Yeah. But no,
it starts till after midnight.
Just to see him at a local show and be like, wow, he's pretty, does this thing. He's wrestled Danny DeMonto and a whole bunch of other people that we probably know and seen, over the years of wrestling, But yeah, going back to, so what was your first event that you attended as a kid?
See, I grew up and didn't have a lot of opportunities to go to live sporting events or live shows because the way my parents worked and the financial situation we have. So I didn't go to a lot of stuff. I've actually never been to a WWE pay-per-view. Even as an adult, I've never gone. So my first show, my friend and his mom took me to a house show. I was very, very young in Hershey, Pennsylvania. And it was just a normal house show. And I seen, I think Sean was in a tag match against, I forget, maybe it was him and Diesel versus Brett and who knows at the time. I seen an impromptu worked ladder, like the casket match between Yoko and Taker before that happened. But I just remember being really young and way up in the nosebleed sections of Hershey, Pennsylvania, seeing a house show. That was the only thing I've been to. And then growing up, I've been to like Raw and SmackDowns when they come to the area, but I've never been to an actual pay-per-view. I've been to a lot more indie shows. Like in our area, they used to throw indie shows at the local high schools and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like Jersey, you know, local high schools everywhere.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, they since stopped doing that. Our scene has welted up a little bit in my section of Pennsylvania, but a couple maybe a county or two over, it's going pretty strong.
Yeah, but we know where wrestling is now, and it's look where it is. It's everywhere. It's you know, it's spread all over the states, and God, companies just travel. You know, like Game Changer Wrestling. Shout out to them. You know?
Yeah, I think I've been in Jersey for more wrestling shows recently than Pennsylvania.
Really?
Yeah, I helped film a couple shows and do some stuff at H2O over the pandemic. Well, I mean, still a pandemic, but I mean during the summer.
Yeah. I miss going over there. So much good wrestling happens.
That place is fun to go. Fun venue.
It is. Our friend Tiffany is so hooked on it now. She's you know.
Oh yeah, she's in the chat. I just switched over.
Hello.
Yeah. I love Tiffany.
Hello,
she's such a good supporter. She's always got my back. She's good people. Go follow her pages.
Yes, follow Tiffany. And but man, it's you know, what got you into podcasting? What made you want to jump into it, like podcaster?
When I was like younger, I was always really into sports and athletics, and I was told I was playing, I believe it was basketball, hurt myself pretty bad, went to a doctor. They did a whole bunch of tests. They were doing all these experiments. I felt like Weapon X. And I ended up finding I have a joint disorder. So they're like, hey, you know, sports probably aren't going to be your thing anymore. You probably should stop. And I didn't listen, and I kept going. And then I turned about my mid-20s, and I got hurt real bad playing basketball. And that was pretty much the end of my sports. And I couldn't, I struggled for a good while trying to find myself and figure out what I wanted to do. And I started like helping with local bands, and I started getting in the music scene, help promoting and getting stuff out there. And I was like, man, I need to find something for myself. And then I stumbled across like Kevin Smith and Joe Rogan and all these big podcasts. I'm like, I'm a pretty good conversationalist. I'm into all these things. I can make these shows. And I invested my time. I went and sold a whole bunch of my collectibles. I had like comic books and pop vinyls and old video games. I sold everything, and I got my first chunk of change and bought all my equipment. And that was 4 years ago. And here we are now.
I know. Now it's all nice equipment nowadays. Like we couldn't afford all that stuff now, you know. Like we have all the nice.
I mean, I technically still can't afford it. If I didn't if I wouldn't have sold all my stuff, I wouldn't be where I am. Yeah, no, you gotta give to get.
All you need is a good microphone and from Amazon, and that's it. You know, that's where I got my first. You know, that's where I picked my two. I did my research when I struggled. You know how you have the struggle, fucking talking to yourself on a podcast. You're like,
you do that solo stuff. I don't know if I'd ever be able to do that.
Yeah, it's good though, because you know then I've been doing it 5 years now, probably same as you. You know. And it's just fun, man. It really is, because the conversations go a long way with whoever you're talking to, and it's a really great, way for them to tell their stories. And, as a wrestler, like they really tell you the stories. I've had PCO. I'm
actually going to meet him this weekend.
Oh, really?
Cool. Yeah, the promotion I helped when I work with. I help do commentary and some meet and greet stuff. I'm actually meeting PCO this weekend. Moose and Jonah are going to actually wrestle. And Anthony Green is going to be there.
Yeah, we could promote the show. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's PPW the entertainment in Pennsylvania. It's this Saturday. If you're in the area, grab some tickets, come out, hang out, and support.
That's cool. That's good. Yeah, PCO is such a great talent, man, from when back in his days of wrestling, he's
wrestling Alpha Jr. at that show.
Alpha is been around.
he's intense.
Yeah, but yeah, to get like him, it was very hard to translate a little bit the language barrier, but you got to take it. You got to be like, okay, but he talks American, which is really cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you could, but I'll never forget the time I dug out and I got like a real Dr. David Schultz came on my podcast. That's like wow. Like I really, because he actually wrestled in my town as a kid. I tell a story how he came to town and Abdul the Butcher was in town, Bruiser was in town. Yeah, I got to see Bruiser inside a cage at a young age.
I've seen Abdul the Butcher versus Terry Funk in a no holds barred false counts anywhere steel cage match, which made no sense. And they bled all over this high school and never and that's when the local wrestling in my area was completely shut down forever. They ruined it for everybody.
I remember I even go back to like talking high school wrestling. Like, man, we had a wrestling promotion and I was lucky enough to see Mick Foley as Cactus Jack versus Doug Gilbert. Like, come on, that's like classic, But yeah, see now we look at these guys and they're Hall of Famers,
Yeah,
they're just it's amazing. It's amazing, and I see that I kind of watch WWE here and there. I'm more on the AEW side of wrestling. Like I love what they bring to the table, and platform.
I try to consume it all, but I think if I had to say where I watch the most of, it's definitely AEW.
Yeah, because we see people that we know and they're growing, and it's just a lot of talent. It's just knocking it out of the park,
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like Joey Janela. How I always say, I saw him when he was 16 wrestling. He's like shit, and just the way where he is now. And all the other guys, even Marco. Shout out to Marco. But yeah, man, like the independent scene is so awesome. Like what we have, and I'm sure you're seeing a lot of good stuff. I said you like coming to Jersey more than Pennsylvania.
I didn't say I like it. I said I'm there. No,
I know, right? Yeah.
No, I get no. I've been very fortunate to help with over the pandemic in the past couple months. I work with great promotions like PPW, Outbreak, the Sanctuary, which is in Hazleton.
I was just going to say the Sanctuary. I'll be talking to one of tomorrow night with
you'll be talking to the Mastodon. He's a great dude. I love him to death. I got to work with Camp Leapfrog, which is on IWTV, and been doing a lot with them, and then got a chance to also film and help be behind the scenes with CFU, which is the ultimate, like it's kind of like UFC, but it's a really cool promotion. They did 2 shows with. That was a really good time. And then I was actually part of the filming and producing for IWTV 100, which is insane to me. That's a good product right there. That's a good one. Everybody. Yeah, that was a show I went and seen everybody, and then like 2 weeks later I went to AEW. So that was a really cool cool thing to experience. Yeah,
you're gonna go to. Of course, you're gonna go to that show Saturday. You got any other shows you're gonna be going to, or?
This Saturday, like I said, I'll be at PPW, and after that, I just kind of keep myself open to see what's around. Now that my busy schedule is away from work, I'll probably show up at a few different promotions.
Nice.
Probably come back to Jersey, see some stuff at H2O. I know I'm gonna hook up. I'm gonna link up with Tiffany again, and we're gonna go do some stuff there.
Sweet.
Yeah. I would love to go back to H2O and see an actual H2O show, because both times I was there, it was just kind of H2O was facilitating the venue, and not really, it wasn't an H2O product. I've seen a few H2O matches inside of other promotions while being there, and I'd like to see a full-blown H2O show, which would be a lot of fun. And it won't be in the summertime because that building is hot.
Yes, it is. It's like an oven. It's like an oven.
Oh my Jesus! Yeah, it's a
yes.
It's a good
that's
time.
why we have the beers.
yeah. I didn't have a chance to drink a beer in H2O, so I think I have to check that off my bucket list.
Yeah, just put the case of beer in your car and you go. That's they
don't let you drink inside?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, they do. Oh, cool. That works for me.
Yeah. Damn right. H2O, we've been there for years. It's like, family. We drink. It's just, hey, it's a party.
Yeah, they do a lot of fun stuff.
Absolutely. That's like game changer, That's what it's like.
Sanctuary is kind of on a break until after the winter, and then once that starts back up, that's a great thing. That's awesome. Even if you can't make it to Hazleton for that, it's always free and live on Facebook, and you can check the replays on YouTube. That is probably one of the coolest story building places I've ever worked at.
That's a beautiful building. I'll tell you what, that's a beautiful. That's really nice. When you see it, look on the camera, and I'm looking at the replays, like this place is sharp.
Yeah, there's no other place in professional wrestling like it. The storylines are great. The talent safety is through the roof. It's not treated like a wrestling show. It's treated like a performing arts center. Everything's done. It's called stunt fighting, not professional wrestling. And it's gorgeous, man. And not many places you can pay $5 or see for free on Facebook and see, Ace Austin show up and he's their world champion, and Jamie Senegal and HC Loke and all these really big names, and some up and comers that you should definitely know about, like the Faceless Ones and Jay Bougie and Johnny Moran and the Mastodon who you're gonna have on, and JS Hawthorne. There's not one stinker on that roster. Everyone's super talented.
No, and plus they all come to Titan Championship Wrestling as well, which is
they're all starting to travel out. It's been fun.
Have you haven't been to one of those yet, have you?
I have not been to a Titan show. No, I was supposed to help out with some stuff with them a while ago. It just didn't happen.
Yeah. One of these days you'll get back. You'll come back because they're fun. Last show was good. And they just had a new, the brand new team to do the video and stuff. Phenomenal. But I like their work.
Who, the production team?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the High Tension Wrestling Network. They're good friends of mine. They do a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Go follow them too, the High Tension Wrestling Network. They also have a podcast network on there too. You see a bunch of great shows. Moran and Friends, which is usually on every Wednesday night. So go check that out also.
Yeah, Johnny always puts his content out there. That's good. I'm glad. He really pushes it.
Yeah, he does a great job.
So, what to you, Anthony? What would you be favorite wrestling podcast that you ever done? Who was your favorite guest that you could go back to your timeline or episodes?
I definitely slacked for a long time on the interview game, only because I feel weird asking people to do it. And then then there's been times where I've had, not so much on the wrestling show, but on other interviews I've done where I've interviewed people, put a lot into it, and then they don't share or don't promote and stuff. And I was just like, that's a bad taste in my mouth. But I've had a lot of really good guests on the wrestling side once I finally work up the nerve to ask people, or if they reach back out to me after I ask. But Matt Makowski was really cool to talk to. I gotta get the inside on him. I've had awesome people like Trajan Horn, Adina Steele, who's part of our logo. We have a lot of really cool guests. We're actually going to ramp up guests starting this week. This week we're starting the guest stuff up. Yeah, you'll be a guest in 2 weeks, which is exciting.
Oh, that's right. Yes,
get to come and hang out. We do have, if anyone who's listening is interested, you can head over to our website and then over to our link tree. And there's the first button you'll see is called "Want to Be a Guest? Sign Up," and you can click and sign up and join us and come hang out with the show.
What the hell's that?
You don't have to be a wrestler. You don't have. I'm looking for wrestlers, managers, promoters, anything you want to do. You can come and see and join the show. Even if you're a fan, or if you don't want to be interviewed, you can come and we always do a weekly topic. So last week we did like Macho Man. We've done things like Sensational Sherry, where we find like an old school topic and we do some research and we talk. And the one guy on my podcast, Brian, is like a wrestling historian. He's one of the smartest dudes I've ever seen in my life when it comes to wrestling. And then Andy Heder, professional wrestler Eder Heder, is on the show. He's been in the game a very long time. He's on our show. He gives us a little bit of insight on stuff. It's a lot of fun, man. And like I said, we're live every Thursday night at 7 p.m.
All right, so everybody check it out. The 7th, I'll be on there, so check it out. The network I run, I do a few other things on there too. I do a show called Interviews with Everyday People. It started it. That's why it's called the IWEP Network, because it's kind of acronymed after my first show. That's on hiatus, but that's another interview show where I like to have people on and talk. But that's coming back 2022.
Then we do Not Cool in High School, which is a pop culture podcast. We talk like another weekly topic. We just talked Ninja Turtles. This week we're talking our favorite Christmas movies. I don't have a lot, spoiler alert, so it's going to be one that everyone else does. We do another show called Truth Behind Illusion. That's like paranormal, cryptid, spooky stuff.
Yeah, I was listening to that. That was pretty neat. I like that.
Yeah, that's a good time. That's a really fun cast.
That's like my buddy of mine. He did that for a while. He's a wrestler, and he he gets and talks to people. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we've done episodes inside the Jim Thorpe prison and all these other cool locations and have some fun topics. And both those shows both have professional wrestler Andy Header on. So wrestling always finds its way in. We do a show called Bangin' Beers. We drink beers and review them, and then talk a little bit on that one. And then I'm forgetting one. I know I'm forgetting one.
Just beers, yeah, right? You review beers.
Beer, yeah, I got them all. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
And then there's shows that aren't even done by me that are on the network. Hires in Other Words, which is a really good one. Welcome Back is a really good one. And then Stay Doomed is a cool show where they talk about TV series that didn't last very long, and they review them and see if they should come back or if they're better off stay doomed.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So we got a little bit of something for everybody on the network, and you can always check it out.
That's just like us. We have a lot of content, a lot of different style movie hosts, producers to
and we also have
well.
One more wrestling podcast called We Like Wrestling Podcast. They're an up and coming wrestling podcast. They do a really cool job. It's kind of fun to watch them progress and get better and better each week. And they've been really hustling and going to wrestling shows and they sell like action figures and stuff. They're really cool people. They just joined our network not too long ago as well, but they're also good people. I knew I was going to forget one. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. There's a lot.
No, there really is. It's, you know what, when we sit down and we work with our teams, it's like, wow, we got a lot to deal with, and
got a lot of love to spread.
Absolutely. And it's all topics that we love. It's like culture to pop to music to movies to this and that, wrestling, and it's great.
It's easy to podcast when you're passionate about what you're talking about.
Exactly.
It's easy to podcast when you're passionate, about what you're talking about.
Exactly. And Anthony, I wanted to tell you about. You remember how I was telling that story about I'm a metal guy. Remember how I had a steel chair? One of my coworkers found me a chair. Are you ready to see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it was in his garage, and the old guy gave it to me. Okay. So here you go. Holy smokes!
Oh wow!
Isn't that awesome?
That's super cool.
That's It's fucking good shape though. It's amazing, right?
It sounds heavy. You put it down, it's like you almost went through your floor.
Yeah, right. It's like a rock. No, isn't that cool? You never know what you've come across, man. The guy, I guess, was a fan of wrestling, so it's beat up. He's like, I'm gonna throw it in the metal trash. No way, man. Awesome. Yeah.
Sometimes when you find those people who fall out of love with wrestling, you can get some cool stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah. And find stuff that you need, like in Japan and stuff too. That's hard to come by, Yeah, which is really cool. Shout out to all the people that really go to town looking for stuff. There's so many guys that are searching for that one item that you cannot come across, like that. Like back in the day when it was like the Zandig doll, you cannot come across those.
Isn't there a really big wrestling store in Jersey, like a toy store?
A
real popular one.
I don't know. Oh, the yes, Funkenstein over.
I know they do a lot of meet and greets and stuff there. If anyone's listening and you're from the Jersey area, you know what I'm talking about. Put in the comments.
Yeah, Funkenstein in Englishtown.
It might be it.
That's it.
Yeah, I know it's a big wrestling store. I'm not sure of the name.
Dan and Heather. Yes, Dan and Heather. Yeah.
Okay.
They're always at shows in H2O and everywhere else as well. And Titan.
Tommy Furrow's place. Is that it?
I believe that's it. Yeah, but I think he has more of a WWE stuff. I noticed. Okay. I haven't been there yet. I like to check that out. He has a really good product. He's got.
Thank you, Rosh, aka Mastodon, in the chat.
Oh, look at that. He's sitting there. Yo, I should be like, hey, what's up, Mastodon? We'll be here tomorrow. Hello.
That's a good dude. Everyone tune in.
Tune in. He's got a
Brand
lot
new
on
tag
his...
team champions with Johnny Moran.
I know, right? Like, that's gonna be something interesting to talk about, and much more of his wrestling career and other stuff as well.
Listen, he's also a great wrestling mind too. He's one of the people behind the booking and story driving at the Sanctuary too. He's super good. He has a lot of side projects he does there too. So there's Sanctuary main story, and then there's like Friday Night Fights, which is like 570 Fights, which is really fun. And then there's a lot of like side things that they do all the time. He's got to build a lot of fun shows. So he's gonna be a fun guest to have.
I wish that Facebook would I wish the StreamYards would let us just leave the stuff and like just let it stream, you know?
Yeah.
I gotta tell them to keep it like fresh.
Put a word in.
Yeah. But anyway, what actually isn't there a AEW Elevation tonight? Ooh.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh well. I'll watch later.
I watch everything back later anyway.
Yeah.
I try to stay away from the spoilers and
yeah, because then you see on the internet, you want to see what's going on, you know?
Sometimes I like to hear people's opinions and say how much they liked or disliked it, and then I go make my own opinion, and I'm like, wow, you were totally wrong.
Exactly. That's why that's why for wrestling fans we can say, you know, love and hate it, you know, business. But so much good wrestling, man. I'm just like looking through like news feeds now and just really reading some, like, you know, it's just like everybody's just doing good. Things are coming, you know, wrestlers are getting signed and just, you know.
Who are some of your favorite on the scene right now?
Oh gosh, if I had to go, you know, of course I'm a Game Changer fan. So, you know, GCW, you know, I've been a fan since day one of their company when that first started. If you remember, I'm sure you heard of Game Changer. Yes,
yeah, absolutely,
yeah. But like, of course, Joey, Janela. Actually, if you know people on the scene that need to be seen are like Jordan Oliver. Really, man, he's the guy that needs to be seen more and more on TV. I think. You know what I mean? Eventually, as time goes on, you know.
I think one of the names I think that needs more love and needs to get maybe a spot or a little bit of shine on AEW or another company now that he's kind of displaced because of ROH. Tony, someone gets some Tony Deppen on television.
Dude, that's what. Yeah, it'd be awesome to get. Yeah, come on, Tony Khan, get him.
We need more Tony Deppen in our lives, and I'm not just being biased because he's from my area. I like Tony Deppen; he's a good guy.
Tony's got the brewery too. You know, shout out to him.
I drink there quite often.
you know what? That's the next town over for my sister in North Wales.
Yeah, that's the same as me. I'm the next town over. Actually, I have a can of beer in my fridge that we're saving for Sunday that was actually made by at his brewery, and it was Bryce Rembrandt's beer. So I have the Bryce is Right sitting in my fridge as we speak.
Sweet. Yeah,
it's like an apple pie beer.
Yeah. That's awesome. Even though I'm not an Apple fan, so
yeah. So if you want to know what the Bryce is Right tastes like, you can tune in this Sunday to Bangin' Beers. That'll be one of our beers we drink.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Yeah, my sister lives right there. That's insane.
And if people want to know what the brewery's called, it's called Pilgaroo Brewing Company in Pottsville, Pennsylvania. They don't just do. They're a great brewery, but they also do a lot of stuff community-wise. They do like a bunch of beer events. You can always go and like they do like brews giving. They do the School County Brew Fest, and both of them are wrestling themed.
Yeah.
So all these breweries come and they make their own beer that's like entered into the contest, and whatever brewery wins, they get a title belt, and then they get to keep it for the whole year and then bring it back next year. And then when they do brews giving, they get two breweries to team up and make a beer together. And then whatever brewery team wins that competition, they get tag team titles. So it's wrestling and beer. It's a lot of fun.
And also Tony, and I believe that Tony also does a trivia night with wrestling as well. So
he's done one. Unfortunately, our team has our team representation. Us and another podcast. They're kind of this one and the same because Brian's on one. He got a little too drunk and missed it by one question. So we're coming for that title next time.
Yeah,
we're actually going to skip a podcast that night and pre-record one so we can go do it.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. So yeah, wrestling and beers. That's a great. But we need Need more like that, you know? Like
You walk in, there's 2 TVs in the bar, and
Yeah.
one's playing old school WCW, and one's playing old Monday Night Raws the entire time.
That's good.
Yep. Can't go wrong.
No, and you got people sitting there that are just drinking beers, and what the hell is this? You know, you tell them.
It's funny when non-wrestling fans come in, they're like,
Yes.
I've never seen a bar where they do this. I'm like, welcome. And then they're
Welcome.
like, isn't that Macho Man? I'm like, yeah, that's him in WCW.
That's,
and then it
that's
starts
the
a whole
Macho
conversation.
Man. Exactly. Macho Man. We could go on and on. Everybody could go on about his career, you know.
We just did on an episode, so we'll spare everybody, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So when I come on your show on the 17th, what are we gonna? Well, what are you basically guys gonna talk about? Like, what's your?
We're gonna interview you. We're gonna find out how you started this game, what you're into, what you like, some of your interests and stuff like that. That's why I'm trying not to interview you now. So I'm trying to save it for 2 weeks.
All right. So you won't spoil. All right, I won't say anymore. I shouldn't have showed this. I could do that again, but they probably haven't seen it. You know.
That's all right. That's all right.
They'll like that.
I'm always in interview mode. So once I start talking to somebody, I want to start asking questions, but I'm trying to reserve myself a little bit. And
I'll have a beer or two that night.
That always helps.
White Claws or whatever the hell's in the fridge. I don't know.
Poison, beer, whatever else you do.
Yingling. You know,
hometown beer. I like that.
Can't complain with that. You know, I've been to the brewery. Yes. I've been there. Fun times.
Someone in the chat just asked, "What do we think about Marcus Mathers?" I don't really know who Marcus Mathers is. I'm very sorry.
You don't know who he is?
I do not.
That is Billy Stark's boyfriend, Marcus Mathers from the H2O Academy.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I got to learn more of that H2O roster. So that's on my bucket list. Yes.
Marcus is really well-rounded wrestler.
If he's at H2O and he's a student there and he's always there, I'm sure he's absolutely fantastic, just like everyone else who performs there.
His father was the wrestler, Mark Angel.
Okay.
So and he's on the scene of GCW a lot.
Yeah, if Tiffany's still watching, there was they did a ladder match for the number 1 contendership of the IWTV 100 last time out when I was in H2O. And these dudes were in a ladder match, and they were absolutely. Are you allowed to curse in here?
Yes, deathmatch wrestle. I can curse. Yes.
Yeah, they were fucking insane. They some kid did like a sunset flip power bomb off the top of a ladder on top of another ladder, and I was like, man, that was unnecessary, but it was crazy. I thought he killed him. Like those H2O students, man, they really go for it. I don't remember who all was in it, but they were all really, really impressive. So that, like I said, if that venue is somebody I have to start paying attention to more. And now that I'm not working so much and I'm still kind of grinding a little bit on my end. And once I could slow down a little bit for me,
also
it's all on IWTV 100.
Actually,
IWTV, sorry.
Actually, you know who also was actually featured at our last Titan show as well? Rocket and Chris and Ross Bradley were there.
Oh, cool.
Yes, they were. Rocket really made a good showing. He's like one of the newer students, and he's got a future. That's good though. It was good to see different. You know, it's good to spread the talent where we did. You know, people need to be seen.
Absolutely.
You know, everybody needs to be seen, and not only them, and the females. But you cannot leave the female division out.
The northeast of our country, this Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut area, this whole corner has probably the craziest and the coolest women's division I've ever seen in my life.
I know. From the Shimmer to the Goddesses of War. That's a shout out to them. You know.
Like I said, the women's division is fantastic. You got people like Masha and Janai Kai, who just made a AEW Dark show. Even she's Washington, so that's still kind of us. But yeah, Edith Cyril, Adina Steele, Christina Marie, that stack.
Trisha Dora, I know.
Trisha Dora is
man.
Real quick, I'm a t-shirt junkie. I collect so many wrestling t-shirts. The new Trisha Dora t-shirt from whatamaneuver.com is unbelievable. It looks like one of those old like Black Dynamite Shaft style shirts where it's like the car and the Miami Vice look. It's really, really good. So if you're into wrestling t-shirts, Trisha Dora is killing the game right now.
What the hell? I just dug a t-shirt out of my closet, man. Oh, where did I put it?
Unfortunately, I'm not wearing a wrestling shirt tonight, which is unlike me. But
What
sorry.
did I just find? I just found something of mine, and I put it on my bed to show off with the chair. 1 second.
Take your time.
Here it is. You know, as they're making their they're doing pretty good on the scene for themselves.
Oh yeah, Kennedy Copeland, good call, John. Kennedy Copeland's fantastic too.
The Briscoes. Oh
the
my
Briscoes,
God.
Yeah.
Man up, right? That classic ROH shirt right there. That's old school.
I got to one of the last shows I got to sit down. I got to chat and talk with Bobby Fish a little bit. Speaking of our old ROH guys, and man, that guy has so much cool knowledge behind him. He was fun. He was a fun conversation.
Yeah, Bobby Fish is a good one. He's got something. He's got something going now. So he's got it big on TV. So you know,
might have his third member of his team showing up soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. But let me let's get into like tag team divisions. Who do you like? Who's your tag teams like on the independent scene? There's so many good
independent scene. I fell in love with I'm going to be really biased to Sanctuary right now for a moment, but if you haven't heard or you're looking for a tag team to watch, the Faceless ones are unbelievable. Those dudes are going to blow up. Face is just a mega star, and like just give him a shot. He like and I guess that Faceless ones are really good. Not a tag team, but he's like kind of rolls them a little bit. Prince Ahmed is another one that really sold me on. Obviously Moran and Mastodon are teaming up now. Moran and Mike Mitchell is another fun team. There's another team there called the Flatmates that are really good. The American Stallions are a new team that was formed this year that I got to see a lot of. But veterans like Diamond City War Machines, can't forget Blue and Gold. That's our podcast love right there with Andy Header and Matt Turner. South Philly's Finest is someone I see a lot. Main Event, I love Main Event. ROH, their talent travels very well out of New York to us and in Pennsylvania. And I will say this, I've never been to an ROH show. But I got to meet so much of their talent between PPW, Sanctuary, Outbreak, Camp Leapfrog. They are people you want in your locker room. If you're looking to book people out of ROH, because I've never met one that doesn't carry themselves as professionals. No. And once you become friends with them, you're part of the family. And I absolutely adore ROH talent.
Yeah, man. There's so much that's just needs to be seen, man. And people, they need to be taken. I mean, like we say, Tony, come on, Tony. You know, he's just
look no further. I mean, there's some ROH talent right now in AEW. Private Party is ROH talent.
God, they've been around. Remember when they were just first started out as like a tag team for CZW's Dojo Wars? Like, come on,
they're really good. They're fantastic. Main Event made a little bit of dark appearance. Big Game Leroy, Bones, Rembrandt made an appearance at AEW Dark. So a lot of really good House of Glory talent. I got to make a trip up there. That's one of my bucket list venues to go see. And I think is it this weekend? It's this Saturday, I believe. Is Red versus Black, Amazing Red versus Malachi Black.
Oh man, that'd be interesting to see, huh?
Then you got Evander James versus let me pull it up real quick. The poster's unbelievable.
Speaking about Malachi Black, did you see G Raver's video? G Raver would love to face him. I could see that happen.
Now's the time to get him, man. While he's free and he wants to work.
That'd be a good match.
Main Event is right now currently House of Glory's Wrestling's like banner picture. That makes my day. So you have Amazing Red versus Malachi Black. You got Cash Flow versus JTP. You got Low Key versus Buddy Matthews, and you got Charles Mason versus Evander James. So that card, just right there from that poster, is
that's Low Key. Come on, man, you cannot go wrong with
And then Main Event will be taking on the Bollywood Boys, and that's going to be also this Saturday at ROH in the NYC Arena in Jamaica, Queens, New York. So if you're a New York person, go check it out. And then, or you can watch it live on Fight TV. Oh, that'll be something I'll be buying it. Meet and greet at 5, bell time at 7.
Hey, Tiff, you're close. Go. tips in that kind of neck of the woods almost.
I want to go to House of Glory so bad. That's like one of my bucket
Yeah.
lists. I want to go to the shows.
Yeah, bucket list places, man. There's so many shows, so many places. I want to go to Japan. That's my one
Absolutely,
place.
yeah.
I want to go to Texas.
I need to sell a lot more podcast T-shirts before I can afford to go to Japan. I can't even afford to go to wrestling. Anything that's not independent. So
places
I help a boy out.
Places I want to go is Loco Wrestling in Texas.
Okay.
Loco, part of very good.
What's her name's promotion in Texas?
Thunder Rosas.
Thunder Rosas.
Good question.
Yeah,
Mission? Is it called Mission or something? Mission
Pro? Is it Mission Pro?
Could we look it up? Could you Google
sure.
it?
Yeah. I mean, we're live.
We are.
Show. You do what you want.
Google it.
I think it's called Mission Pro. I think it's called Mission Pro. Yeah.
I believe so. I don't want to look at my phone.
That's all right. Somebody in the chat will help us out. They'll plug it in. But yeah, Mission Pro. I believe that's what it is. It's the Loco looks like hot fire. Mastodon says. Yes, yeah, I've never heard of that one. I have to look into it.
Yeah, it's a good. It's they're bringing. That's we're Ninja Mac, Dante Leone, a couple others as well. I'm sure you've seen that on the GCW's roster lately. They've been with them. They do a lot with them. They do a lot with that promotion.
Nice.
That's a. But what other promotions would you love to go and see? Like so many good ones. There's just so many.
I really wanted to go see the GCW at the Hammerstein because I've always wanted to see a show at that venue. It's not so much promotions. I just want to see. I want to see. I want to see venues. Like I always wanted to see the Hammerstein. I always want to see Madison Square Garden, the H2O Arena. I keep calling it 2300 and get in trouble on our podcast. It's not that. It's the ECW Arena. And when I don't call it that, I get in trouble.
Yeah, it's 2300 Arena, whatever the hell it is called now.
I want to see a show there. It's just more or less seeing cool venues than it is more or less the promotion. But I do. There's a lot of great promotions. There's so many out there. It's hard to pick and choose.
They just had what is it? The SAT were just at UT something Excite Wrestling or some sort of new promotion.
Yeah,
I forgot the name of that one.
I don't know exactly where they're out of, but Enjoy Wrestling is something they just booked a match that's really, really exciting to me that I can't wait to watch. Edith Surreal versus Nyla Rose. Who was the one that just in Jersey, I believe, that just booked Masha versus Mercedes Martinez? What promotion was that?
Beyond?
No, it wasn't Beyond. Beyond is another one. Beyond's out of
that's a bucket. Yeah,
that's up in Boston area. But that's another one I'd love to go see. Pizza Boy or Pizza Party. Pizza Party is another promotion I'd love to go check out. There's a brewery. I think it's in New Jersey, like Pastry Town. They do wrestling every now and then. Is another fun one. I'm thinking. I was just about to say it, John. To put it in the chat. Hybrid's that one. They do some cool stuff. Another good area that's been killing it is Atlantic City, man. They're putting some fun shows on in Atlantic City.
They really are. It's gonna be. I think Atlantic City is like a home base for wrestling. Really, like people don't realize this. For the
what's that? What's the arcade casino called?
The Lucky.
Lucky
Lucky
that's
Lucky Snake or something. It's insane. But
that's just a number. That's just something I can think of. Yeah, there's another promotion I think in Pittsburgh that runs out of a church that looks pretty cool. I think that's where Blackcraft Cult used to run out of, but they use that building now. There's so many fun promotions, man. It's just the best way I can just describe to people is just if you don't already subscribe, go on IWTV, man. Just find a name and follow it and support it and buy merchandise when they have their merch pages. Just support your local talent and stars because they don't always get paid the best, and and they definitely can use your support. I know a lot of wrestlers are now doing like the Patreon route where you can go on Patreon and support them like $1 or $5 a month, which is not a lot. If you can do like $5 a month and find someone you really support, that goes a long way. Because if 15 people do $5 a month, that's puts a couple bucks in their gas tank or gets them some food on the way to a show.
or subscribe to your favorite Patreon, because like me, I'm a GCW perks guy. I love getting stuff from GCW, like
Yeah.
this the content
Support's
they put
important.
out. Exactly. And you actually Patreon as well, which is
I
very
do.
cool.
I do. Unfortunately, I don't give away. I don't have any bonus content because I'm just so busy with everything else. It's hard for me to
Yeah.
record content and put it on there. But I have general support. You can do $1. You can do $5. I have a handful of people do it. It's not not blowing the world up, but it helps
Yeah.
pay like half a bill for a StreamYard account or an Adobe or whatever I have to pay that month to keep my show going. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the way to do it. Like merchandise, we just gotta just get it out there, and
Oh, I have tons of merchandise. I'm like Kiss. I'll put my logo on anything.
Yeah. I need to get more out there. I'll gotta get more T-shirts made and this and that.
We actually have a new logo coming very, very soon. Our current logo is actually Adina Steele and Kit Raff. Kit Raff getting German suplex by Adina Steele. And we do have a new logo coming very soon. I did not reveal who it is, but it's being worked on right now by my current artist. What I'm doing is every maybe 4 to 5 months, I'm rotating our logo, and our logo is going to be a local talent. And if anyone steals this, I like it because support your artist, but support your local artists and support wrestling.
Yeah.
But what I want to do is if a wrestler is willing to let me use their likeness, I would do the tornado tag circle, and then I would do find an image of you or a move or something you're doing to somebody, or if they're both willing to do it. And
that's creative. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, I get it cartooned. And then I put it on my logo, and then I send the talent the logo too. And if they want to sell it and make merchandise off it, they're more than welcome to. It gets the podcast out. It gets the talent out. It's a lot of fun.
That is. And, more shows you get out, more people see it and go out to a show and sit there, look at the booth, and we're right there selling merch, as we always try to. I've done it in the past.
I've never set up a merch table. I don't really. No, I don't have enough merch to carry on me to sell. And plus, 9 times out of 10, if I'm on a show, I'm usually working it. So I never have a chance to really put myself over or sell anything.
Right. Yeah, I've done that. But then I just I'll just support it.
Yeah, like if I go to a show and I'm usually doing either commentary or I'm helping set up a camera or set up commentary audio. So I've never really had a chance to sit down and actually get some stuff in. But it's part of the game.
What kind of music you into?
I listen to everything, man. I can go from the Temptations to heavy metal to pop music to today's pop to hip hop to rap. I like it all. Country's a little tough for me, and so is that techno. That's usually not up my alley. But I'm not really picky.
Let me ask you this, Anthony. How'd you like that one picture that I shared with Steve-O of my friend's band? Is that awesome?
Yeah, I actually got to see Steve-O last night. It was pretty fun.
Yeah. So my friend's band got to perform with Steve-O at the Juggalo. Crazy, right?
That's pretty cool. Yeah. Steve-O's a nut, man.
So shout out to Powerbomb Prince for and Evil Dead 9. Yes, Dead 9.
Spoiler: 9. If you go to a Steve-O show, you're gonna see a lot of his penis. That's pretty much every skit he shoots. You're gonna see his penis. It's a lot of Steve-O penis. I
remember seeing what's his name's penis at the Jersey All Pro anniversary show in Atlantic City. Actually, God, Bam Margera and what the hell is his friend's name?
On stage, or just came up to him and be like, "Hey, check this out."
No, they were doing the show. It's on IW.
Okay.
It's on Jersey All Pros anniversary show, 8th year anniversary.
They got in the ring and showed their penis.
One of the dudes did.
Jeez. Pay that one over well.
But it's fun. Bam, slapped his dad on the camera. I'm sitting there watching it. It's like, this is awesome. I'm sitting there. Yeah. Crazy match. One crazy match in that though was I guess like a tag team scramble match, for the titles, and Homicide and the Briscoes and Trent Acid and the Backseat Boys. Just SAT. It's a crazy match. So you check that out if you got some time to go watch something. Check out that anniversary show from the Jersey All Pro show.
Nice. Definitely check that out.
That has New Jack on it. Danny DeMonto versus New Jack, I think.
That's a nut job right there.
Yeah. But what current movies are you into? I'm bad on movies. I'm not that big on nowadays. Yeah.
I just seen the new Ghostbusters. I don't go to a lot of movies. I don't go like to see a lot of stuff. So if it's not on the streaming side, I don't get to see it. I always go on the streaming site and I'm like, I'm gonna watch something new, and then I end up binge watching like Always Sunny or The Office for the 1500th time. Yeah, so a lot of times if I'm watching a movie, it's for research on the podcast, but I haven't really seen much new stuff in a while. I'm more or less watching TV shows. But yeah, that's when I have time. It's hard to consume stuff because I'm always I literally come home from work. I sit right at this table you see me at, and I'm uploading.
Yes.
I just made brand new YouTube channels and everything like that. So re-uploading everything from my old channel to the new one, and then trying to put everything on Facebook. So literally for the past couple of weeks, on top of doing my peak hours at work, I've just been grinding to upload everything to get everything ready. Once it's all ready, then I can kind of slow back down and get my life back. And
relax. Yeah.
I don't have too many wrestling shows going on right now because of the weather. Nobody wants to run during this time because it's Christmas. So I'm taking that advantage to get my to get all of my social medias set up and my channel stuff set up, so when it's done and it's ready, it's just plug and play, and then I can go back to a schedule again. But so I haven't really been too much on movies at the moment. I love documentaries. I watch a ton of documentaries. That's mostly where I lie. Listen to documentaries and then podcasts. I listen to a lot of podcasts.
If you were to pick some podcasts, like we said, Rogan, who
actually Rogan wouldn't be one of my picks. I haven't listened to Rogan in probably like 3 years.
Renee.
I love Renee Paquette. I think her podcast is great. I love AEW Unrestricted. It's a great interview. Aubrey and Tony Schiavone.
Sam Roberts.
I don't listen to Sam Roberts. I really like Chris Van Fleet. I was fortunate enough to have him on my show a couple weeks ago. He's a super nice dude. I met him 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, he's really good.
I listen to my co-host podcast, Murder My Dude. I'm a big fan of their podcast. Another one on the network I'm a big fan of is Welcome. I mean, I like them all, but I really like Welcome Back. That's why
Jericho's podcast, of course. That's a good one. Always.
I listen to Jericho's podcast based on the topic. If it's a topic I think I'm into, I'll check it out. I'm trying to think. I'll kind of go through my list here of what I was listening to tons of independent people's podcasts, but I have a hard time if they're Steve Austin. You can't listen to all the new stuff is exclusively video on on Peacock. You can't listen anymore.
Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. Busted Opens podcast, where it's just kind of clips of their radio show, is pretty good. You can check out Cheesesteak Suplex. That's my co-host's other show. Another one I'm really big into. I love the cryptid and the supernatural and all that. Yeah. There's one called the Kryptonaut podcast. I really like that one. Cool. I listen to them a lot. And
that's good. Just a variety. Yep.
Yeah, Tony Schiavone's podcast is really good as well. I like Tony Schiavone's.
Tony is great. Tony can really pull out some good stuff.
Yeah, that's for the most part what I listen to. And then if I like hearing storytelling, I check out Story Corps a lot too, as well as Moran and Friends. I listen to a lot of Moran and Friends. Yes. Whenever the audio goes up, hint, Alex, get the audio up so I can. He likes to just do the video and then he forgets to upload the audio. And then that's
like me, man. I haven't. I got to drop it. I got to maybe after this week. And
listen, man,
I got to do that.
You're a podcast. It says podcast.
I know.
Podcast is audio.
I know. I've been lazy.
You're killing yourself. You know what's funny? Here's a good advice to you. I begged Alex forever to get, because he was like 9 episodes behind on Moran and Friends. I said, start getting the audio up. He put all the audio up, got it all caught up week after week after week. He kind of like spaced it out. And the same week that we hit for the very first time on Apple's 250 in the country for wrestling podcasts, we were ranked like 115 and Moran and Friends is 118 because he finally uploaded everything and everyone liked it and consumed it. And we both broke the top 250 for like a week on Apple. And I was like, put the audio up. People like it.
Yeah, because we need the numbers. I know we need the numbers. Numbers is the thing.
Well, I think people they put the video up and then they forget the audio aspect. But at the end of the day, if you're not putting audio up, in my opinion, are you really a podcast or are you a live streamer? What are we doing here? You know?
Exactly. I know. I'm spending money on these programs, right?
Yeah. And it's easy. You can just take the audio right off this file. This file can just give you the audio and just upload it.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
Maybe I'll do that tonight and start with this one. How's that? You
gotta get the audio up. Like I said, you're a podcast. You gotta get the audio up.
I know.
Just people like me who listen at work or in my car. I don't want to use up my data streaming a YouTube video the whole time.
No, you pull it up on and it's all fraggly and
Yeah.
No. Well, Anthony, let's call it a night. How's that?
Sounds good, man.
I already have your stuff here, so just keep on plugging. Plug.
Head over to the iwepnetwork.com. All of our shows are on there, our merchandise, our Patreons, whatever you want to do to support, it's there. Show us some love. We also have our link trees where you can find everything. The network's always having shows going on. Usually my shows are personally the Truth Behind Illusion, Not Cool in High School are live bi-weekly. They switch every Tuesday. So we'll be live tomorrow night at 7:00 talking our favorite Christmas movies. It's a lot of fun. Sundays, we're banging beers. We're live every Sunday at 12:00. Tornado Tag Podcast live every Thursday night at 7. The other shows upload sporadically, so go support them. And interviews with Everyday People will be back stronger than ever 2022 with some awesome interviews. And that's all I got. Thank you so much for having me, man.
Absolutely. And fans up, just plug Sanctuary. Yeah, just plug Sanctuary for tomorrow night.
Sanctuary's episode with Macedon. So check him out. He's a really good dude. Check out the Sanctuary on Facebook and YouTube. You could check out the past seasons and the High Tension Wrestling Network. Support them. Support Tiff, who's in the chat, the queen of the indies. She's a beautiful soul. She does a lot. She supports us. She shares our stuff out there. I'm probably forgetting other people. Don't be offended.
I got to nail Tiff and get her on here sometime. One of these days. I know she's so busy.
She's tough, man. She's a busy girl.
I know she is.
I barely got her on our show, but I had to bribe her. I had to give her money and candies and coffee. I had to give her tons of coffee. I love how she says coffee. It cracks me up.
Coffee, doing her new vlogs. Yeah, everybody's doing fun stuff.
She's killing the game, man. She's someone, especially in the Jersey area. Support her. She does a lot of good stuff.
She really does. Shout out to everybody that we support and help, and that's what it's all about. It's
support wrestling. We're just podcasters who do it, and hopefully give these people a place to be heard and give you a new name to check out. But at the end of the day, you want to support your local promotions, your local talent. That's what it's all about. It's not, If us as podcasters can get some love here and there, that'd be great. But at the end of the day, our mission as a podcaster and as a journalist should be getting the talent out and the promotions out, and I feel like you're doing a good job at doing that. It's about them and not us, We're just the conduit.
No, we just like to, and help them get themselves noticed. It's a way to, it's fun for us because it's like a hobby. This is our hobby, It's our.
I'd like this hobby to not get me at work tomorrow, but that comes with support as well. But
Christmas is coming. I know we're gonna be broke. I know. I gotta dig into my wallet. My nephews are coming. Thank you. They're coming from Pennsylvania. So
they'll
be coming down for Christmas.
Nice.
A couple of days off. That's it. Enjoy it,
and then you can check out your interview. You can check out you next in 2 weeks on Tornado Tag Podcast for a little interview, and then about 20-30 minute interview, and then we'll go from there. We'll maybe have a topic. If you want to hang out for the topic, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, absolutely. And everybody else can check it out.
Come join, subscribe. Like I said, we just made that brand new YouTube page. I pretty much started completely fresh on YouTube. So if you go over to YouTube and search Tornado Tag Podcast, a subscribe would be amazing. Give us a subscribe, a like, comment, tell me you're there, and I'll personally thank you on the comments thread. But we're just trying to grow, man. I want 2022 to be a big year for us. We're going to grind really hard.
Everybody, 22. Yeah. We all just have to do the hustle.
Absolutely.
Anthony, so much fun. I'm looking forward to being on your guys' podcast with you guys, and I'll see you then. Actually, tomorrow night, my guest will be the Mastodon, so I'm looking forward to that.
He's a good dude, man. I'm telling you, you're gonna have a good conversation. He's a great wrestling mind. You're gonna have a good time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Have a good night. And I got one more. I believe I got one more podcast Friday night with Christian Mills of Knockout Wrestling, I believe, in Florida. Yes, so stay tuned for that.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Working on Deranged.
We had a lot of people fill out the form to come join our podcast, so we have some pretty cool names. And if you jump in now, get on the list now, because even if you're my best friend, if you didn't fill that list out, you ain't getting on. You got to fill that list out, and we're just doing it in order. But we have a lot of cool names that just people who I didn't expect to filled it out, and I'm pretty excited.
That's good. I'll tell my wrestling guy from Florida. He likes wrestling. I bet he can talk some good stories.
One of my favorite referees filled it out, which is exciting.
Oh,
It's a little teaser. And she is fantastic. That's all I'm going to say.
All right. Stay tuned for that one. But lots of good stuff coming, as we always say. Thank you for listening, everyone, and have a good night. Anthony, for coming on. And I'll be seeing you soon on the podcast. But we'll be talking day by day, as we always do. It's just cool.
Yeah, man.
All right. You have a good night.
Support independent wrestling.
Guess what? Right after this episode, I might just start uploading. How's that?
Get your audio up, man. Get that audio up. You are a podcast audio sources.
Actually, I'll do this one after I have I had two really good podcasts recently, or three. I've had Ninja Mac, I've had Kid Bandit, and I've had Hunter Freeman from
Get him up. Get him up.
Hunter Freeman from the Loca scene. Yeah, that Loca wrestling's
there you go.
You know,
get those audio sources up.
Absolutely.
You got to take that 15 minutes where you're like, man, I don't want to do this. Just do it.
Yeah.
You never know who's going to hear it, where it's going to go. Get them up.
Yeah. Yep.
I never thought I'd be on Apple's top 250, and it wouldn't have happened if I would have only went video only.
No. Yeah. Or Twitch or whatever. People are on Twitch and this and that. All right.
I'm on Twitch, but I don't get much love on Twitch.
No, I don't think it's been for podcast. I think it's more gaming now. I'm noticing.
I put it out there because it's free and it doesn't cost me anything to be there. So until I get banned for saying something stupid one day.
But nothing wrong with Twitch, because we do have some wrestler friends that do put some great content out there. Not Effie. Shout out to Effie, one of the best right now.
Oh, Effie's fantastic. Yeah,
he really is. But
I own like 5 Effie shirts, I think.
And I know I got one from his first GCW live sale whenever the
all right, we've been rambling. Let's wrap this up.
Let's call. Good night. That's
See
it,
you guys.
All right, later. All right, fans, you heard it, Anthony. Thank you for coming on the podcast from the IWEP Podcast Network and Tornado Tag, the host of the Tornado Tag. And as I said, tomorrow at 8 p.m., fans, tune in. I would be having Sanctuary Wrestler and the Mastodon will be on the Deathmatch Wrestle podcast. I'm looking forward to talking to him and talking about wrestling and much, much more. Fans, tune in for that. And then on Friday night, Christian Mills will be on the podcast. And thank you for listening to the Deathmatch Wrestle podcast. And have a good night, everybody. You can find more Deathmatch Wrestle podcasts on the following social media: deathmatchwrestle.com, follow on Twitter at DavidNJ32, and on Facebook, facebook.com/DJDaveNJ32.
Instagram at DavidNJ36. Hey, wrestling fans, I want to mention Collar and Elbow. Collar and Elbow was founded on traditional values of professional wrestling. Two entities working together to create a product intended to connect with people on an emotional level, a symbiotic relationship where one cannot flourish without the other. We strive to create a product that embodies our passion for professional wrestling expressed through street fashion. Visit collarandelbowbrand.com and use the promo code Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast and save 10% off when you make a purchase. Collar and Elbow, where wrestling passion meets street fashion.
Me on Podcast City Network at podcastcity.net, facebook.com/Podcast City Network. Hit the like button and share, and on Twitter at Podcast City Net.
Also on Johnner's Wrestling Podcast Network, www.wrestlingwithjohners.com.
You can hear Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast on Stitcher Radio and on iTunes.